Hey guys, this is Simon with Trading Perform Coaching. Wanted to go through the week and kind of highlight one trade that would help traders kind of focus on this one aspect, this one area of where you're looking for a trade setup. And I want to go through the week. So a couple caveats. I had a rough week last week, right? I'm just trying to get myself in the right mindset for coming in for a new week. And so in that process, right, I kind of want to go through and go, well, if I needed a building block, if I had a rough week, I was profitable, but it was not a pretty performance. It was one day covered my whole week, right? Pretty much. So one of the things I want to bring everyone's attention to is, and I'm going to focus after 9 a.m., not before 9 a.m., because I think the stops are just higher. Prior to 9, you're welcome to trade. So what I want to bring everyone's attention to, you see a bunch of colors, a bunch of dots. I want everyone to focus on where there's 3 dots up, the 3 dots down, 3 dots up, the 3 dots down. Because what that tells me is there's a massive effort to get a push in one direction or another. So we're going to start with 3, right? The 3s. So if you look this morning, as we're pushing down, right? So this is Monday morning, the 12th. Excuse me, I want to get closer to the week. Forgive me. Let's get to the right date. I think the 20th is the right date. Tuesday the 19th, Monday the 19th. You can see it was a very active day. So I'm going to get past the first half hour because I just think the first half hour is so aggressive. I know it moves. I know some people like to trade there. I don't like to get blown up, so I'm fine missing it. Right. So if I look at 9 o'clock, and I'm going to highlight my entire search on one thing, and that is an orthodox close below or above a 3-bar combo in one direction. So remember, every trade has different multiple setups, right? So you can also apply it with the 2 bars, no less than two diamonds underneath, and preferably 3. So we're going to focus on the 3 here, right? So as you can see here, it's 9 o'clock, right? And I would go, if I was trading, I was already looking back to the left when 9 o'clock hits. I'm going to focus on this. So here's 9 a.m., right? And I'm already going to go back over here. I'm going to go, oh, this is 9 a.m. There's the last bar with 3 dots on it. I'm going to put an arrow on it so you can see it. 3 dots up. I know if I get an orthodox close underneath it, let's remember I need to close after 9 a.m., completely underneath, and then that's my entry, and I can add on or I can use the backside test. So this bar is the close completely underneath. That's the entry. You can add more on the backside test, and that's the push. And you go, well, Simon, that shoved you right into the low at 9 a.m. I'm going to go, well, that's true, right? But from that backside test on that trade, that put you in at 14,480, and it got you down to 14,457, 22 points or $440 a contract. For a lot of people, that's their day right there, right? And remember what I'm looking for is pinpoint location, so I can get my trades paid for, right? That's what I want to get paid for. There's lots of strategies in terms of, do I scale off once I get my 1-to-1? Am I shooting for 2-to-1 risk? And my entire stop, by the way, goes on top of this bar. Shh. No. Sit down. Sorry, my trading assistant's with me here. Right? Now, by that same token, so remember, I'm focusing on triple bars, right? So the last bar, when I'm looking to the downside, that has 3 bars on top, is this bar right over here, right? So I know if I close above them, that's where I'm looking for a long. Well, where does that happen? All the way back. So remember, there's other trades. I'm just trying to show one simplistic way of attacking this, right? All the way back over here. Once I close above, backside test into that bar, right? And there's the push above. So let's look at that, right? From the close above, you didn't get much of an extension. But from the backside test, it went from 14,492 up to 14,506. That was your best extension you could have got, was 10 points. Now, I want to point something out that's important. This is my last 3 bars that got jammed. No. This is the last bar that got jammed, right? So I got to be careful. I cannot get an orthodox close underneath here, which is good information, right? It's leading me. Notice that I'm not trying to make any trading decisions off of this. I'm just following along and going, oh, if I get underneath here, there's my next short. So if I'm long because of this bar back over here, I've got to be aware. I should already be stopped out, but if I'm not, I'm short right here. I'm going to add on this backside test. Let's see how that worked out. There's my add, and there's my pay, right? So remember, this is Monday morning. It's just chopping around. It's moving pretty fast. It hasn't made the break yet, right? I also want to remember if I get an orthodox close above this bar. So see how I got the 3 bars down? I'm just following one piece of a bunch of pieces that are in there. If I get an orthodox close above here, which this does not count, right? See how it's physical contact? Okay. Right? That would flip me long if that happened. It did not occur, right? From here, if I took the close below, I initially get a push from, if I take this bar right here, that's 76 down to 61, $300 a contract. Remember, I'm just following one piece of what they can be overall. Trying to take all the pieces can be fairly complex, right? Next, backside test. Right here, if I'm only taking the backside test, that means I'm entering, right? I want to make this really clear for everyone. I am entering, I actually need to get my drawing down complete. This is the guy that's jammed. Okay. Entry, backside test from 83, and my maximum favorable excursion from 83, right, to get paid was 62, 20 points, $400 a contract. Pretty good, right? That's 2 trades back to back that already paid you, right? So remember, this is not invalidated now unless I get, so I want to show you how this invalidated actually right here. So see on this push down, this is going to become support. Wait, is that 3 bars? We're just focused on 3 bars at this point. No, still good to go, right? You're going to see they're going to bounce off of this, but you're still good to go. No, 3 bars down. See this right here? 3 bars down. Once I get an orthodox close above, that's orthodox close above. So remember, it shifts again, right? I'm just picking trades off here. That's all I'm doing. And I'm focused on one specific setup. Highlight the bar. Close above. Backside test. Push. Right? I want to say it again. Close above. Backside test. Push. And in that process, see how I get a new 3 bar. Remember, it's really volatile this morning. 3 bars up. So now I know if I get my close underneath here, okay, that's a valid short. That's a valid short. That bar gets stopped out at 926. No freaking out. Just stay calm with me, right? This is still the last 3 bars they got underneath, right? So see how it stopped out? If this bar setup is good 2 times if no other bar to the right changes it up, all right? Next close underneath, I'm just going to follow the line. It becomes this bar right here. Actually, that's it right there. That's the second orthodox close underneath. All right, so see how I'm following just one bar, one setup in this process. That's the close underneath. That's the backside test. That trade, so remember, you took a stop there, depending on how you did it, somewhere between 10 and 20 points, right? This trade from the backside test is 78, gave you 38, 40 points, $800 a contract. Remember, you've gotten the other P&L, and you're easily covering the stops to the right. Now, when I look at this, I know immediately I do not want to get above this bar. Above this bar is a breakout as of now. See how I'm putting the pieces together as I'm going through? Above that bar is a breakout. I don't have any other 3 to the downside. I'm ignoring all other algo setups, right? And I know if I get underneath 14,446, also short, right? So see how I'm narrowing the quest down to one specific setup. 3 diamonds. That's it. Oh, hold on a sec. Now, that's 3 diamonds down. If I close above that, I now have a new potential breakout point. So I'm going to put a line. It's the exact same point, right? Exact same point. No close above. No close above. And what I want for them to do is to push back up. So there's nothing for me to do at this point. My first short would come underneath this bar just using this method, right? Nothing for me to do. Wait a minute. Is that an orthodox close above? Indeed it is. That's a long right here. If I'm going to try and play for the reversal, now we know Monday was a down day, right? That's a long. Either here or on this backside test, your stop's going to go. Oh, wait a minute. Last bar is the most important bar. It's going to shift to actually this. I apologize. So it may not be a trade because this is the last bar. It's got to get above here. No orthodox close above. You always got to go to the most recent information. No trade. No short either yet. The short is still all the way down there. That's a long. That's a valid long right there. And I think if this bar, again, depending on how fast we're moving, your long is actually on this bar right here. Your stop is that bar right there. So it's a 16.06 plus whatever you take above. So you're clearly paid on that. Wow, you got paid really big on that actually, right? So now we're looking for 3 bars up. We don't have a short though all the way down there. We're just going through and looking for 3 bars up or 3 bars down. We're ignoring all other algo signals. Okay. Nothing else to do. Oh, right there. If I close underneath here, orthodox close underneath those 3 diamonds up. I want to be short. Nope. Nope. Yep. This is my trigger bar. My ad's on the backside test of this bar. My stop goes right here. Now, if you take the trade from 47, that means your stop's at 66, almost 20 points, right? If you wait for the backside test, it's a little bit less than 10 points, 8 points, right? So let's see what happens. Get backside tested on that? Nope. Nope. Backside tested, you're stopped, okay? Now, that would suck, but that happens sometimes, right? So remember, this bar is valid 2 times. So you either took a 20-point stop or a 10-point stop. But this bar is valid 2 times. And guys, to be direct with y'all, if I got stopped on that bar, I would reshort it with a stop right on this bar. If the way I trade it, right? Didn't get stopped yet. There's a double top. I think there's one. If that was 1 tick higher, got stopped, I'd do it with 2 ticks. But either way, remember below that 1458, that's your next entry again. It's the exact same entry. 14,547 and a quarter would be the entry on that. All right. So next, let's see if you get stopped again. It's the exact same stop. Backside test. And this time you don't get stopped and you get paid huge. 2 times. All right. Look at the size of the payout on that. So remember over here, you either got paid, if you took the backside test, it was 10. If you took the initial entry, it was about 20. Let's make the math simple, right? Here, right, if you took this close back in, you were in immediately, but you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to be the aggressive trader on that. All you had to do is come over here and go second close below 57, right? So that would put you in, let's see, stop 1, entry 2, backside test 2. From the backside test, let's just go from here, from 57 is either from 47 or 58. So just add 10 points if you took the backside test. So from 47, right, it pretty much dropped straight to 92. It's $1,000 a contract, more than covering your stop in there. Remember, you already had the long, right? It's 11 o'clock. You've been paid, right? There's nothing in here to make you want to set back up again. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Up, 3 bars. Guess what? If I get closed underneath here, I'm going to short that. I'm actually already short on the speed bar, but that's a more aggressive trade and not what we're covering here. But I'd already be short on that speed bar. So I'd be short 87 quarter, adding 95.50. Or if you're just taking the backside test, just 95.50. Stop on this entire trade, by the way, is now 2 ticks above that. So just use 675 as your stop. So the worst you have is an 8, 7, 20-point stop roughly from the push down. There'll be about a 10-point stop on the backside test. And you're paid again. Huge. Now, see that right there? So look, notice how I'm following the bouncing ball, right? On only one algo setup. Long above. I don't know if that closed above. When it's so close that you have to squint to see it, it probably isn't. That was actually, well, no, because I need to get this to automatically draw the lines on this, and I will. Until further intersection. 14,479.50, so this was not an orthodox close above. See how they're in physical contact with one another? So it didn't qualify. If I get above that, I will. Not yet. Now, that's long. Okay, this bar right here is long. 87. Stop is, let's just call it 67. So it's 87. It's 20 points here, or you take the backside test at 79.50 with the same stop. See how it works. You get the ad. And actually, so I need to correct this. So see when you get this 3 up, according to Dalton on Nova Markets, the most recent information is the most important information. I no longer want the backside test, right? So from here, you went from 87 to 99, 10 points. You never got the extension off of there. And if I close underneath this bar, I want to be short. So this is a little bit tricky. You can still take the backside test, but if you get an orthodox close underneath here, you got to stop out, flip, and short, okay? Because it's now you have double lines here, and they're both valid technically. So it should bounce there. Okay, wait a minute. So this bar invalidates the long, right? This bar, if you're still long, you should no longer be long, right? Even if you bought the backside, let's go through this here. If you bought the backside test, right? As soon as this bar formed, you should have flipped short right here. This no longer matters, right? New paradigm. So see how I'm doing this slowly? You have to do it fast because the market's not going to give you a whole bunch of time to think this through a great deal of the time. So that bar. So this was your stop and your short, your backside test. Your stop's now 91, right? So again, it's going to be about 10 and 20 each time depending on how you're doing it. Right, and you're obviously paid there. Now, where does my long come? My long comes now above that 14, 482 and a quarter, right? So if you look, right, this bar doesn't qualify. It's touching. So remember, you just stretched. If you shorted that 82, you stretched 82 to 50. That's $600 a contract. Like, it's not like you're exactly. And remember, we're putting other pieces in the background, right? Support, resistance, trade location, stretch, bias, long, short bias. But I'd be long above that bar. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Still, see how that backside test still holding? This bar's long right here. If you were somehow still short, you should completely flip. At this point, the new paradigm is this. Your stop now goes on this bar. Remember, just picking up 10, 20, 30 points each time, right? So here comes your backside test. Long. Stop's going to be underneath 72. See how you did not get stopped? Not yet. Not yet. Stopped on that bar. Now, I got to tell you, if I get stopped like this and it wicks back in, so remember, this is good 2 times. So I got to tell you, I'm probably taking this bar long, right? And stopped. Wow, that would have sucked. I'd have gotten stopped twice on the aggressive entry. If you're conservative, this is entry number 2. So the whole trade starts over again. Orthodox close above, 87. Backside test, 82. Stop below, 72. Shh. There's your payday 1. Here's your backside test. Wow, they made that really difficult. You had to take the break on that. What time is this? Middle of the day. That's why it's probably so hard. Either way, I got stopped there on the aggressive entries. On the less aggressive entry, if I took this, I got paid. If I took the backside stop entry, I got stopped. My stop, that would have stopped me there. Right? But it's middle of the day, right? You've already been, and remember, you've already been paid to this point. And remember, I'm not putting any strategy in on this. I'm just going, where's my setups, right? Like, that was just brutal. See that? That backside test was just brutal. So if that happened to me, I'm going to go, okay, stop, reset, give me a new set of bars. I'm just looking for a 3-bar combo here. I'm just going through, going, give me a 3-bar combo. That's all I'm interested in at this point. Not 2-bar, 3-bar. You do use the 2-bar, but that's a different story. I'm looking for a 3-bar combo. And I'm not getting it anywhere. That's fine. Remember, we're just covering one trade here. No. Up right there. Now I have a new place to look. I know above here, I need to be long. It's 1:11 in the afternoon, right? Outside of this. Oh, now I switch. This is my new location now. Above here, roughly, I'm long. It's got to be the next bar. Long. So that's my entry with an add on the backside test or a 20-point stop, however you need to do it, or the backside test when it brings up a 10-point stop. Long or add. You got to keep it. You got to maybe put it a point behind. It's 1 ticking and 2 ticking there behind it. But the concept is very, very solid. And you can see that paid you. It actually super paid you. And you had 2 ways of looking at it. Let's say even if you got stopped here, let's do the pretend game, right? You didn't take a scale and you had it a tick behind, so you got stopped. Okay. Close number 2. and that paid you 100 points. 70 points into the close, right? It was 94 to 64, 70 points, $1,400 contract. Now let's go to Tuesday. I had a good day Monday. Monday wasn't the problem, right? Let's go Tuesday. Look for the same concept, triple bars. So this will be a little bit easier because not that many showed up. Right there. If I get it closed above here, I'm looking long. And it's 8:34 in the morning, by the way, so your stops are higher. My first period. No trade. All right. Still the same location. Oh, but now we move. Now my location comes here. That's my entry. Plus backside test. Obviously paid. I'm looking for triple bars only. Remember, I'm ignoring all the other data that's coming from this, right? So there's my second test right there. There's no other triple bars through here. Backside test. And push. I'm just looking for my next triple bar, right? Right there. So now I have my short set up underneath the triple bar. I get an orthodox close underneath. Now I also have a place to put my stop using this method. Oh, now it shifts up here. So realize it's a lot fewer trades most days when it's grinding like this. Nothing, 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 nothing. Up, triple bar, long above, long above. Long, backside test, and stopped eventually. Oh, but you know what? It wasn't. You know why? We switched. Triple down, triple down, triple down. No triples up. So it just triggered long is all it did. And it would trigger long again above here. And you're at the end of the day. So you got paid on that last trade. That's a Tuesday. It's actually a fantastic short, but it just didn't set up under this method for the short. It did on other ways, but it didn't here. All right. So now we're going to go to Tuesday. And actually, with regards to Asia, this should have been short underneath here, but we won't even discuss that. Right now it's a new day. I'm just looking for triple bars. So that right there, see that? This is Wednesday. I'd be short underneath. I got to follow the method, right? So here's my entry. Backside test. Stop goes right here. Okay. Backside test. And stopped. Did I get another triple bar in there? I did not. All right, I want to say that again. I did not get another triple bar. So the way this worked is small profit, a little bit larger. This would have gone 41 to 27. So you're still green. It just didn't give you the extension down, right? And that's all right. Remember, we're playing for more than just, oh, this is one trade, or, oh, this is just one way, or the only way we're doing something, right? We're trying to do something bigger than that. Oh, boy. Go. I'm talking. I'm trying to help people. Go. Okay. So now we look. So remember, that short is still valid the second time underneath until a new bar appears, right? So hold on. Now we erase everything. So the way this looks right now, based on the triple bars, is it's short underneath here. Remember, that was first time underneath, and now it's long above here. So you want your continuation trade? That's your continuation trade. Oh, that's long. Stop goes right here. Plus backside test. Okay. That's your long second backside test, and you can see that paid you, right? And it held within a point of that location. Shit. Okay. And you get another bar for continuation over here. So two things. Remember, this bar, this bar all the way over here is still valid. Second close underneath, right? I don't know that I would have used that with so much time passed, but it is. So that 14,751, that's a short. I would have stopped you. I hate it when there's that much space in between. So remember, in this case, we were already going trend up, and you're in New York lunch, right? Your long is above this bar right here. There's no other triple bar. No. Right, the latest and greatest information. That's your latest and greatest. Long above. That's long. Backside test. Stop. I'm just using one method here. Backside test. Second time above. That's long. And paid. All right, now I want to point something out to y'all here. Just take a moment. Notice that you could only take the second trap and you would do better. The goal is not to avoid the stops. The goal is to have a high odds playbook to play against, right? That's the goal, right? So if this stops here, right, don't look at it as defeat. Go, it stopped. I had a controlled risk. I had an entry. I either took it here, I took it on the backside test, and I got stopped. Second trade, right? That means it's going to cost you, depending on where you're entering, somewhere between 10 and 20 points each trade. That's going to be your cost. So it's $200 to $400 per trade, and you take it 2 times. Now decide if you want the backside test, which gives you plenty of trades. Decide if you want the orthodox close above plus the backside test, the orthodox close only. But whatever you do, stay on process. The trade's good 2 times, right? It nets out at the end of the day most days. Now notice, you do not have a short setup here, right? This is going into Thursday. We're starting all over. We're just looking for that triple bar. Literally, when I practice, I go bar by bar like this. Stop, triple down, orthodox close above, and we're long. Stop goes right here. Long. Hoping for a backside test. There it is. Paid, obviously, already. You're about to get a second close above there. See that? And it would be short underneath this bar right here. That would be a short underneath. Okay? So that's the second time above that bar. This is the backside test. Stop. You got stopped on that second time. Now, notice I'm not doing anything else here, but I'm going to point out that's a left shoulder, right shoulder, head and shoulders. I am short. Once we get the close underneath this bar, it's this bar right here. I'll show you. It's the orthodox close underneath. It's this bar. This is going to be an exceptionally large stop because of the way that bar formed, right? That stop is basically 66 and a quarter to 95. You may look at that and just go, that is 30 points. I am not taking that, and I would totally understand, right? Or I need the backside test, or I need a maximum 20-point stop. The majority of these go off at 20 points, right? So actually, your stop isn't there. Your stop's right here. Forgive me. So I stand corrected. Your entry would be 66 against 88. 22 points to stop. That's about in the ballpark. Or you take the backside test of 79, 80, which I'm not sure you get here. And now you see your rollover from that. So backside test, push back down. Now, within that process, you don't get another 3 bars. See that? So I can tell you, had we been at the top of a market, that trade would have been worth, if we had not been at the top just on this grind, that trade would have been worth about 100 points. Okay, it didn't pan out that way, and that's totally fine. But that would be a great trade on most days. When I'm looking back to the left, right? When I'm looking back to the left, I don't have any 3-bar down that got jammed. This trade just stopped out. Your maximum favorable excursion on this is if you shorted this bar at 66, you were able to get 20 points, 46 off of it. On the backside test, if you shorted 79, the best you could have done would have been about 66. So 79 to 69 is about 10 points before it reversed back up. It formed another head and shoulders in here. Notice I'm not reading the waves, looking at location, no bias. I'm just going through and taking one single setup, right? So now I'm over here and I'm just looking for the 3 bars. I don't have anything else to go off of here, right? So I'm just looking for 3 bars. It's already the last hour, so I'm not going to take it anyways. And you can see we just run it. Here comes Friday morning, right? We open up on Friday morning, push down. I know, see that 3 bars down? As long as I'm willing to trade before 9 a.m., that's my bogey. If I get above here, I want to be long. That would be my stop right there. Long. So for backside test, no backside test. See if they come back and give it to you. Nope. They're going to give you another long trigger right here. When you get this, you can adjust your stop, guys. Like I would do it a little bit bigger, but you can adjust 5 points below there, right? Triggers long. Not yet. Hasn't triggered long yet, and it has to, and it will. Long. Stop 78. If you're trailing, maybe you put it at 73. Hoping for a backside test. There's your backside test. And you're paid. And now, here's the cool thing. Here's your short. Those triple bars are really freaking important. I can't tell you how important they are. That's your short. And you're going to see it just keeps going. It just doesn't come back. There's no other triple bars until the end of the day. Right there. Now I'm going to do one last thing. What about Simon and mega volatility, right? So we're going to do something. First of all, where I'm going back to, you would use a 25 range bar to slow down the noise, okay, because it was so fast. I'm going back to March. So I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to change this. I'll actually change it to a 20. It's still going to be a lot of bars. And this will take a second to load. I'm going to pause this so we don't have to sit here. Okay, guys, so I've gone back and I've changed the range bars back to 20 tick, and I've loaded it. We're way back on February 10th. Let me make sure I've got the right year. '21. So there we go. So if you look, right out of the gate, and I'm just looking for the triple bars again, is all I'm doing, right, to the top side. So this right here, orthodox close underneath this, that gives me my short. That's this bar right here, and I would hope for the backside. And that's right at 9 o'clock. You can see it went through a tight consolidation. Okay, guys, so the last thing I want to leave you on is, so you'll see the open was quite noisy. We got a gap. Here's your bar. Right, again, I'm focusing on one thing. There's the bar. Orthodox close behind. If you're waiting for the backside test, you never get paid, right? The stop's a little bit bigger here. Your original entry would have been right there at 12. The stop goes at 37. So that's 25 points roughly of stop. If you took the backside test on that bar, if you wait for it, it would have been 24 to 37, but you missed the trade, right? So when markets go more volatile, you have to change your point of view. This is the next point at which we get potentially long. And you can see that stopped the first time. Backside test stopped. Again, it's a volatile market. And that's right in front of that 930 IB. You'd expect the IB low to get tested on a trend day down. By the way, it doesn't always, but there's nothing you can do about that. As you see, as we push down, this would be for continuation underneath here. All right, I'm looking at this bar. And then the second close above, but then we get new information. I don't know why that red line is there, but we're going to get rid of it. Yes. Okay. So that becomes our new marker. This is the close above, right? So see how you get this sometimes? You don't want the orthodox close below here, but you do want the backside test, right? Remember, we haven't tested IB low yet. My guess is we're going to test IB low on that, but often when I guess, I get in trouble, right? So we know the stop's at least 91.50 there. My guess is that would be taken out, but maybe I'm wrong. So you would be long, and you don't have an orthodox close, and you have an orthodox close actually setting you up short too. Very confusing sequence there. It actually sets you up short, which makes sense. The test down. You're about to take care of the IB low. Boy, did they take care of that, didn't they? There's your new long, right? So you would just do this. So now I know my long's above here. And my short for continuation's underneath here, actually. Nothing, trying to decide, nothing yet. It's not long yet. It's not short yet. That's it's touching. That's long right there. So your long would be this 36.75, 66. Excuse me, 36, 67.50. Sorry, I just reversed it. And your stop would be 42. The ad or the backside test is at 53. Excuse me, 57. Stop goes at 40. Let's just call it 42. Go backside test and see ya. It's all over. We're just going to V-shape that. Right? You got triggered again long there. And there is no short setup. Like that just paid monster. Like as soon as you got triggered at 68, went 68 to 17, it was immediate. There is no short setup there. The actual you would actually move your stop on this to over here. So see this, how this triggered another long? So your entire stop would be right here on that third trigger. I wouldn't suggest taking that trigger, but it triggered long. So if you're long from down here, your stop would actually go right there at 98. You got paid, right? It didn't set up short. It just backside tested that point that we had from earlier. It's actually long a second time here. See this? This triggered once. It actually would be long here and on the backside test of that same 98 stop if you thought we were going to go much higher. I'm already so paid there that I'm just ecstatic anyways, right? So as you can see, it's moving quite quickly through here, and you're right at London close on that 10:30 move. So into this London close, if you erase this, so you can't control how often the bar's set up. And again, this is the other extreme from last week. It's massive volatility, but this is still your long right here. And that push down, it would trigger here. Your stop would go 02, and you're paid. All right, so remember, why do I say you're paid? This is your bar, this is your trigger, this is your backside test. Your stop went below 02. If you took the 17, it went from 17 to 43, right? So when you say you're paid, right? It gave you at least a 1-to-1 on a larger stop, right? So, and if you look, no triple bars up, nothing for me to do. Remember, I'm usually trying to lie in location with everything else on this, right? My short would actually come underneath this bar right here. Oh, that's very confusing. I take it back. Your short set up over here. You'd really have to move quickly, but your short would set up here. Right, that would be your orthodox close underneath. That would be your backside test, and you got paid for the short as well. And then it flipped the other way. So again, you can't do anything about the speed and the volatility. That's New York lunch. These are your continuation shorts. There is no long setup in here. Not yet. Above here there is, but you don't get the orthodox close. That's the continuation. This is your short right here. You got paid into the end of the day. That was actually pretty simple. And when it gets tucked in right at the edge like that, if you have resistance, it's a really nice trade. So those are the two extremes. It's one way of narrowing down and looking for high odds trades. Just like anything, there's no such trade as a trade without a stop. But those give you very high odds locations to find good money making trades, and they work over and over again. You can see the following morning on Thursday morning, that would have given you a nice trade to the downside to get paid, right? Again, that's all a good trade right there. I have no issue with that. And then you're looking for the long really above this. Again, you can see closed above, backside test pushed. It doesn't always have to be a 50, 60, 100 point trade. That's the second break above, right? It's short underneath this. There's your close underneath. Backside test, push down. You got paid. So it works very, very nicely. I would suggest you focus. If you're having difficulty, there'll be a couple. Hopefully, I'll put out one more video on how to deal with constant trend up. Constant trend up is easy, guys. Look for longs until the market breaks, right? That's how you deal with that. I know I get stubborn on the short side sometimes, but that's how you deal with it. Look for the longs. And by the way, tip of the hat to Brenda. My name is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a great day, guys. I got to bust out and enjoy my Sunday. See ya.